Well, thank you all for coming today. I'd actually like to start off this, since we already had prayer, but also just let's start off this meeting with prayer. So please join me in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for having us be able to share our meal together today. It just has been a while, and it just feels so good. We're so excited about getting Logos started this year. Dear Lord, please be with all of us leaders, all of the youth, as we go through our faith journey this year with Logos as a ministry. Please help us to make this just the best that we possibly can, even during the pandemic. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Take that out. Sorry, I'm going to keep obeying. So thank you guys so much for being a part of the Logos ministry. This ministry is not possible without the people like you. I know I sound like a PBS kind of thing, but it really is not possible. You are the heart and the soul of this ministry, helping to do God's work here with every single part. And that's why I also look around that this is not everybody who is volunteering to make this ministry possible. So it's just really cool to see and how many people of our church also kind of going through. Well, today I was originally going to make a presentation, and then I realized that everything I was talking about is specifically in the supplement put together. So I thought that's going to be the best for us visually to see. It's right there for you. So you guys want to look through our supplement. And I apologize, I'm going to do the disclaimer already. This is the informational part of the Logos meeting. This is not necessarily the fun part. I'm going to try to make it fun. But no promises. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Or if you'd like to catch me another time to ask a question, that's also cool too. Or you can ask your coordinators. All right. Well, starting off, it's been a while. We did have our hybrid program last year, but I want us all to say it together. You can go to page 1 of our one rule of Logos. It is italicized on the bottom. So let's say it all together. Everyone is to treat everyone else as a child of God. No one has the right to treat anyone else as if they do not matter. This is the sole purpose of Logos, that we make sure every single youth knows this. But also know that this is true for every single one of you too. So you are all deserving of love and respect. Whether that's your fellow team member here, a youth at church, or out in your life, you are deserving of love and respect as you are a child of God. Now, so let me look through my thing. So let's go through our first page. We're talking about our back to second page. I'm going to try to go through this. Registration. So if you to register your child, we have those packets in the back of the sanctuary, or you can do so online this year. You must have your registration done by the second time your child, I don't have that written there, but by the second time your child attends. If not, I won't let you leave the building. I'll just keep passing it until you get there. But just to get that information done. A policy change that we do have is that if you look at our worship and participation, we can say everybody, and this includes our people who are our youth and our leaders, we expect you to participate regularly in some way of worship. Now, that can be the midweek sessions, that can be our Wednesday night worship, that can be our Sunday morning worship, that can be helping others in the community you're going through. What is church? This is what we really want as a goal, to make sure that every single person does this. Again, whether they're a youth or whether they're a leader. That we try to live our lives in a Christ-like way, and we're going through in church. So that is our worship and participation. Now, we are going to be getting a worship calendar for when our youth will be participating in different worship services or out in the community, and we encourage, parents, please put those dates on, that we do expect your child there at the date, unless you let me know. But 2, Logos leaders, please be there to support our youth as they are leading in worship and doing these amazing things. It helps them grow also as worship leaders. For guests this year, you do have to let us know ahead of time so that we can plan number-wise. As you can see, we are very specific on how we are social distancing at tables and how many people can be at a specific table, how many people can be in a specific sized room. So we might have to make amendments beforehand. So just let us know as soon as possible. And of course, this year we are doing for registration We understand, since we are in a pandemic, that it is okay if there are times where you don't feel comfortable sending your youth to Logos, or if there are times where, like I wasn't, or if you know somebody in our community that goes, I wasn't okay with signing up my youth at the beginning of the year, but man, I really want them in Logos. Logos doesn't turn anybody away, so please send them to Logos. All right, let's go to our next page. This year we are dividing up how we're doing fees. So instead of it being $160 for the year, it's still $160 for the year, but we're doing payments now that it's $80 for the first semester and $80 for the second semester. And that is for Logos if they're first through 12th grade. If they are little Logos, it's $35 a semester. So that's easier payment. Also, we turn no one away for scholarships, and everybody is eligible for a scholarship. So it doesn't matter whether you paid it previously that you were able to pay that amount, but you can no longer. There's no questions asked. Just please contact myself, and everything is kept confidential. So just please let us know. We will not turn anybody away. We will make this as easy as possible for you. All right. Now let's go to what I think is actually what would be more helpful for everybody who's a leader here, which is our leader support section, which is on page 4. You were all given ministry descriptions in your Logos call letter, but if you would like hard copies, let me know. Communication for this year, we will always have a weekly Logos email goes out, and I send it 2 weeks in advance so that the information that you get is always what's happening for the next 2 weeks. So you will actually get your first Logos email this week coming up. Do not freak out when the next week starts Logos. It does not start till the 22nd, but you will get a Logos email this coming week. Also, we have our website for Logos on our very front page of the First Baptist Bloomington.org. There is a section that says Current Youth Ministries. When you click on that, there will always be a link to Logos, and that's one way to go to the Logos page. You can also go to our website and go under the Connect tab, and Logos is under there. We will always have that updated, that we'll have a sliding banner that goes through of upcoming events and different things, so if you go, I don't know what the theme is, and you don't have this to see the themes, you can always just look there and go, oh, I know what the theme is tonight, or I know what's special happening tonight. That you will always have it available so that you have it at such an banner. Okay, this year I'm very, very excited to announce, though a lot of you probably already know about it, is that we are having a Vesper service. Our church is having a Vesper service, which is increasing our Wednesday night worship in a total here at FBC. So starting at 5:30, there will be a prayer meeting in the sanctuary, and that's open to all. And then there will be a service from 5:45 to 6:30. Now, I will clarify that if you are called during that time, you are not able to be in that service that you've made a commitment for the time that you made the commitment. So whether you're a quick team member who's doing once a month, you're not able to attend the service. Sadly, Helen is a junior high teacher, which teaches at that time. She is unable to attend that service. You're right in front of me, so I'll use you as an example. Going through. But that is the only difference there. But that doesn't mean anybody is welcome to attend. They don't have to be a part of Logos. They don't have to be a part of the church to attend the service. This service, we will start taking an RSVP ahead of time for meals, because anybody from the service is welcome to join in on family time. And I'll explain a little bit more of how that works as we go along here. But yes, very excited about this Vesper service. Our high school will actually be attending the Vesper service for that time. They can be a part of all 4 parts of Logos, but we've also had high schoolers in the last few years specifically say, I work and I have so many extracurriculars, I can't do a 3-hour, 15-minute program. How can I be a part of Logos? And we all know that a worship service is all 4 parts of Logos in a way. So we're hoping that we'll have that as well. All right, let's go to our next page. So we have the lounge is still open. That's what we call the library on Wednesday nights. So you are still welcome to, if you're waiting for another thing or waiting for dinner, you can absolutely go in there. During the service, we will also be setting up. We have to have this area open for rec. Barker Hall gets a lot of use of Logos. Open for rec, and then we have to have it set up for this whole big family time. So also, if you have some free time and want to spend a few minutes setting up this and then go to the service, or just be in here and you can hear, we'll be able to hear the service through the speakers in here. You can also do that. Floor volunteers are always welcome. All right. Now here's some of the things that we are setting some new policies for, but at the same time, we probably will keep them through COVID. But in absences, when you or your child is sick, please stay home. We pray that you feel better soon, but if you're sick, please just stay home. And if you know that your child is absent from Logos, please notify us as soon as possible. We will be keeping an attendance board to just monitor and make sure liable of who's here and make sure that we have a meal prepared for them going through. So just let us know. If not, I probably will be calling you to say, hey, are you coming? Is so-and-so sick? Or is it just to make sure that you're not in a car wreck or something that's happened or going through, that we can always be helpful in that way. At the same time, if you are sick or going through, or you know you're going to be absent, if you know ahead of time, please contact your coordinator and we'll try to figure out a substitute situation. If you do not know ahead of time and it's day of, please contact me as soon as possible. So before day of, your coordinator, day of, just go straight to me. So we're going through. For COVID measures, a lot of you saw in the email that we are following the Illinois Department of Health as well as the CDC, and also following the advice of some of our local school districts. So right now we are all wearing masks fully, whether you're fully vaccinated or not. And we will have different size masks available in the front. So if you end up, you're like, my mask has gotten so dirty or something happens at dinner time, we will always have masks available. Just ask another leader to go grab said mask. And also, for some of you leaders with little kids, I'm hearing a lot about chewing on masks. So chewing on masks, you can go get a new mask for that child. All right. Now, this is also a new thing, and this is not going to be the box fully, but this is for special needs for adults, and this is, I need to define what we're talking about special needs. Special needs are things that you would like your other team members to know or be aware of that could help out going through. Now, this could be something as simple as, hey, I'm allergic to grapefruit. Just know that I'm allergic to grapefruit. We'll put it on the list to make sure that you will never get grapefruit coming out of the kitchen going through. It can also be, hey, I'm hard of hearing. Can you just let my team members know that I'm hard of hearing and things like that? It can be also as big as, I've had a stroke. This is just something to know. I shouldn't be carrying this kind of stuff. I shouldn't be going up ladders. Depending on what your job is. So this is just special needs. We always give our grace, we always ask about special needs and allergies and different stuff to our youth, but we realize that for an intergenerational program, we accidentally left out all of you, and all of you also deserve that grace and to be taken care of, so we will have to take care of you. All right. Next, in the case of emergency, you guys know that we have our emergency exit plan, but also we have a first aid kit over here by the kitchen. We have a first aid kit over by the nurseries. We have a defibrillator over here on the wall. Also by our first aid kits are lists of emergency responders in our church that you can go. They are trained to take over a situation like that. And those people have also written down that they are okay to run to go, we need help. You can also always find me, and we will work on that emergency. So. All right. Disciplinary plan. Always know that when a child is having inappropriate behavior, our steps here at Logos, we never ever turn a child away. We will always work with what's happening. So just know that first step, just affirm no, or affirm please stop this behavior going through. Second step, we really strongly suggest that you have one of your leaders, which is why we try to have them in pairs, but I will also be walking rounds around if you need me or if I can get another leader to do so. We really suggest taking the child out of the situation, and we really like it whether it's a talk in the hallway or walking around the building or going through, that's what our next step that we'd like to be for disciplinary action. to leave that situation and to see, and it's up to that leader of when to return the child to the activity going through. If the behavior persists, the third step is please contact me, and we will have a meeting specifically with that child and with the parents to just discuss what we can do to make a plan that reflects both the love of Christ and the student. That we know we are there absolutely to love the student and to just figure out what we can do with a disciplinary problem we're going through. So that's our disciplinary program. I know we've had a lot of questions rise up in evaluations, so that is what we would like to have happen. If you have any questions, let me know. And of course, cell phone policy, we allow cell phones at logos at proper times. So proper times, meaning not during prayer. If a person has asked you to please put your cell phone away, just put it away in the back pocket. If that keeps continuing, that can be a disciplinary problem. But it is okay to take out your pictures or take out your phone during family time and take pictures or go through that. Or you're having a really fun time making a craft and you'd really like to take pictures while you're crafting. That is absolutely okay. All right. And then you guys already have received notification about, but by law and our board's choice and Christian Education Committee, we are doing background checks and mandatory reporting for anybody who is liable for a child. So you will do a background check, and it has to be the background check that our church does, that you will sign to fill out that form. We do not see any information. We do not see any of the information as a returns. It is just a fail pass. That is how that works. If you do fail for some reason, specifically our senior pastor and moderator will notify you. They are not told why you failed or anything. It's just that will just be a conversation. To give an example, and Robin said I could use this, my sister failed her background check because she doesn't have any credit history. So that went through, but it was done. She said she very respectfully that they didn't.
I would just say maybe it's just pass or follow up. It's either
pass or follow up. That's not like that. Yeah, there's a pass or follow up. But Rob said she was treated very respectfully, and nobody even told me anything was going through. So there you go. All right. Now going through. So the rest of this is just resources. So that's I think the most boring part of this to tonight. So woo, we got made it this far. All right. So the next part of this or resources are all the information specifically put to this year, which is very exciting. So we have our family time themes for each night going through. We have our cook team schedules, our cook teams. This is where I would like to talk about specifically. I said how we're inviting people over here for meals. We are social distancing. We have a setup of how we'll be doing mealtime in here. I'm still having our family time, our table parents, that we will have everything assigned seating for all the youth and those of you who are table parents. We will then have, on this section over here, open seating for adults who have attended that service over here, or any people who have attended the service, the Vesper service. Now, this is not the setup for how Logos is going to look. We actually have a cleaning and different setup that we are working on in the meantime, so this was just for the training. But I wanted to give you an idea of what we're doing for social distancing, that at the adult tables, or I guess we should just call them the Vesper tables, we have these round tables that we can fit 4 people safely at the social distance range that they've told us with CDC of schools. What we will be doing for youth is that our elementary school, or elementary age, will be at a rectangle table where the most they can have is 5, possibly 6 at each table. The junior high are a big U right now with tables, and the senior high is 2 big rectangles put together so that everybody is spaced out. We will be, as you saw me going around taking pictures, we will be contact tracing and recording instead of having to record everything by writing it down. We decided we'll just take pictures, but then we'll have wonderful family time pictures for the year. And we will contact you if anything should happen. And going forward, if you are quarantined or have been told that you need to quarantine, please stay home in quarantine. All right, let's continue through here. Oh, and actually, another change, sorry about that. is that this year we decided, if you are a table parent or coming through any meals or going through, meals are now pay what you can. Previously, we've charged $5 per meal. Now we will still have the collection tin, but it is pay what you can. If we go over the amount of what we make or what we use for our Logos meal budget, the rest of that will be donated to local food shelters. So, all right. Then our next wonderful page is our worship skills calendar. You'll see that's where the sessions break up in our different units this year. We have a lot of new units. I'm excited to see what goes forward, including stop motion Legos, 3D modeling, puppetry. We got a lot of different stuff, so very exciting. Please note, the next page is the proposed class list. Just to let you guys know, most parents do not register their child until about a week before Logos, if not on the night. I tried to give you the best estimate I could from calling or talking to parents, but that is subject to change. Right now, how crazy is to be excited about, we have 4 children signed up for Logos and 3 of them are new. So, whatever. All right, and then lastly, this is all of your contact sheets for every single person in Logos. So when I keep saying contact your coordinator, that is all the information. It is all back through here. So, that is literally your resources and going through Logos. I know some of you are going, how does the Logos even work anymore? There is a breakdown of the times from 4 to 4:15. There's still a snack and still arriving. Our next session is 4:15 to 5, where junior, senior high is in rec, and 1st through 5th grade is in Bible study. Then it's 5 to 5:45, which is junior high and senior high in worship skills, 1st through 5th grade in rec. And then lastly, we do our last session, which is 5:45 to 6:30. Well, it's the last session before dinner. 5:35 or 5:45 to 6:30, which has our senior high in the Vesper service, our junior high in Bible study, and our 1st through 5th grade in worship skills. And it sounds like we've done this, it's been so long since we last did this, but I think after our very first Logos, it'll feel like riding a bike, that we know what we're doing. But if you're new to Logos, I think you'll also jump in pretty quick. Yes, Chrissy?
Just curious, how are we managing snack time?
Snack time is usually done where I just pull out a cart, and then here we're watching the attendance board going through.
Are we spacing the kids out in some manner?
Yes, it will be spaced out here in Marker Hall. Absolutely. We will have our rule is if you have your mask off, you must be spaced off and eating. And we usually divide Barker Hall into the gaming section and the snacking section. As some kids coming from school really want to go straight to that snack, and some of them need to burn off a bit more energy before they do anything at Logos, even if they're going to rec time, they need to run a little bit. And actually, I will promote this. Thank you so much to Melissa. Melissa has made us, when we come into family time, we have a set of regulations, which is safety protocol that we will all do, where we wash your hands before entering Barker Hall, and that we will all be served cafeteria style this year. I know those of you at family time are going to get a lot more detailed hearing from this from Melissa. And we will hand sanitize at tables as well before masks come off and before masks go back on going through. But Melissa's been so nice that she has made little placards to go around so that we can remember this. But even right at the top of my head, I'm going, am I saying this right? That we'll get used to this pattern and we'll have some different posters. So we are trying to keep it as safe as possible. Are there any questions about Logos this year? then I'd like family time. I'm going to just have you stay in here. That's okay. All right. So Melissa, can you raise your hand? This is Melissa, our family time coordinator. If you were family time, so a table parent, kitchen crew, dinner dean. You are here with Melissa, and then the wonderful and talented Chrissy is back here. Can you raise your hand? She is our worship skills coordinator. Chrissy, would you like to be in the upstairs big classroom? All right. That is where we'll have worship skills. All right. And then, Karina, you're right next to her. Thank you, Karina. Also wonderful, Karina, and fabulous. Karina, can you raise your hand? She is our Bible study coordinator this year, so Bible study teachers are with her. Would you like to meet? Would you like either the sanctuary or library? Library? Okay, the Bible study teachers will be in the library. And there's Phil. Looking for Phil and Sandy going through. All right, and then Phil and Sandy, they are our co-rec leaders this year and craft, so thank you both. I was wondering, because I know you also like nice weather, would you like to go outside or would you like to be? Sure, all right, so then we'll have, rec will go outside going through. I mean, it is 77 degrees. If I hadn't already had some of these tables set up, I think we might have moved this outside today. All right, well, thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble on. And then please go to your corresponding meeting. Thank you. And you do not need to come back here to meeting. Once your leader dismisses you, you are dismissed.